Grand Thursday. It is June 25th, 2026. I am Anne, and I would like to give thanks to the Most High God and God Source Energy and the Divine Spirit team, all the great positive white light entities that are here helping each and every one of us should we decide to choose to interact with them. Yesterday I spoke about jobs that I had had. I realized that I had had some more. And I also wanted to say, I talked a little bit about feeling sad or hurt or angry, for being hurt. But we know that hurt people hurt people. So what I realized just recently was that I had taken that feeling of mine, and in my mind I said, oh well, whatever, I'll show you, I'm just going to do this. But looking back on it, I actually transmuted those feelings into energy that moved me forward in my life in order to make a life for myself. The unfortunate part of that, well, I shouldn't say unfortunate, but the part of that is that it put me on a really tough cycle of being caught up in work and business and things that really, a headset that really isn't about life and living and fun. So I wanted to add that. One time, this was like in the early 70s, I had a job that I commuted to from the suburbs of Chicago to the downtown area of Chicago at a savings and loan building. And I was a teller there. And the guards would play the most, they were tricks on some of the older clientele that came into that savings and loan. And one thing was they would glue like a silver dollar to the floor, and then these people would come in, and it was all marble, white marble floor, and they'd like be looking around and they'd see that, and then they'd be trying to get it up. And then another time they took an envelope and they took a corner of a bill and they glued that in there in such a manner that it stuck out, and that was another mad dash. So they just were entertaining themselves while they worked, I guess, but that was kind of funny. Prior to that, I worked in a building, and I took an elevator up to the 49th floor and worked for a dentist. On the 49th floor, there was no air conditioning. The windows were all open, but it was all on one side. In the summer, it was hot and humid. I remember that this dentist, he would just disappear, and I just started working there. So I'm looking around all over for him, and I came to find him asleep in one of these rooms. So I thought that was kind of odd, but he took cat naps in order to take care of all these operatories that were filled up with different patients. And he had a woman that worked for him, and I felt so bad for her. She was from Yugoslavia, and she was not legal, and he would always threaten her, if you don't do this way, I will make sure that you go back. And he was just always threatening her, and her life, she was just like on pins and needles, and she cried, and yeah, that wasn't the best situation. But anyway, I wanted to share these things. I'll be back with more. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Bye.